that means I get what I want. And what I want is the story never told. The story never opened. The old lady who sits on the shore of the Sanzu River, whispering to herself with the words, Imma Ida, Imma, Imma Ida. Well, I have the Fern, and that means I get what I want. And what I want is the story of the Datsueba. The story never finished. Ring a roses, a pocket full of posies. A tiss you, we all fall down. Ring a roses, a Datsueba poses to eat you, and strike you down. Ring a roses, a Datsueba poses to eat you, and strike you down. Mum, Dad, come back, please, Mum. My parents sailed away. They flew away on the crest of an Imma-Ida, lost to the story of the Datsueba. And the Datsueba, it remained the story of death, a distant memory, the story never told. But despite this, me and Jim, we'd continue telling our stories, despite the pain. And we'd tell the stories of the bonsai tree. We'd go to the sea and tell stories to each other. We'd tell the story of the fern flower under the stairs at Glinda's house. We'd live in a parentless world with only each other and our stories. And we never told the story of the Datsueba, and it remained the story never finished. Until now.
As you are aware, Jim's health has dramatically declined. I'm so sorry. For his comfort, for both him and you, I would highly recommend somewhere that can provide him with a bit of extra care. I know this is difficult, but it is the best possible option. This way, his last memories will be met with love, care, and comfort. There's still hope, but it's very slim, I'm afraid. But we are looking at every possible option.
Opening his huge book takes more effort with each passing day. Eyes ghoulishly sinking into his skin. This disease eating up the inner decayings of his body. But in those eyes, there's a spark. And a wry smile enters his mouth, and it is hope. Everyone crowds around his bed as though they're mourning him, but not me. Not me, and I wanted to shout out and say, I'm still here, we're still here, and my blood, it runs through his veins, and it's telling me that he's got power, magic, fight, and I'm not letting all that go because some prick in a white lab coat thinks he knows the intricacies of Jim's body better than Jim does. Because believe me, no one does.
So Jonah, we've been having a look into the options to help your brother, and the best possible solution right now is to do a bone marrow transplant. Now, he would have to get better before I would even risk the operation, but I would quite like to test you as his brother. I think you could be a good match.
So why couldn't I tell him this? That my marrow was to enter his. And marrow, it means strength, vitality, the innermost or most essential part. Can also mean fellow worker, spouse, or companion. Rays of light drip from your leaves, old wonder wraps round your trunk. Enough to stop this child, to grieve over body now dead and shrunk. Rise, bonsai, rise, oh rise with me. Rise, bonsai, rise, oh rise with me. It was perfect. It was perfect. I placed the tree next to the window, which is next to Jim. It's just like the one we had as kids, remember? Remember when we'd look after it together? Now, looking after a bonsai tree is crucial. You water it every day, but you can never flood it. So you only are giving it life when it needs to, and remember to trim those leaves. Now, I looked after the tree as I looked after Jim, and they thrived. I gave them food when they needed, I clothed them when they needed, looked after it just how I did when our parents were there. And remember when we'd go to the sea. We'd go to the sea and we'd feel the tide lap round our toes. And you'd stand up in front of the sea and say, I have a monster inside of me. A monster that you'd have to defeat. And I never knew what you meant. Till now. Rise, bonsai, rise, oh rise with me. Rise, bonsai, rise, oh rise with me. Jim's cheeks, they now hold more primary colours in them. Not just the grey, beige or white that I'm used to. And my tree, fully grown. And I care for it, well, them, every day. I trim, I water, I feed. I trim, I water, I feed. I trim, I water, I feed. But then, Glinda. Remember her? Again. No rainbow. This is a bloody hospital, Jonah, not a bloody haberdashery. It can't be good for his health, you know. Think of all the germs, the bloody bacteria. We should get him out of this place. He's getting worse every day. Well, no, Glinda, actually, she's getting a lot better. And even the doctors are saying so. You're hardly in a place to talk. Bloody knocking up girlfriends and never seeing them and then planting a bloody geranium in his room. Well, he won't be able to bloody breathe for plants when you're done, Jonah. Well, no, Glinda, it's not actually a geranium. It is a bonsai tree. And it has the... I'm all out of bloody facts.
The side effects of the operation can be quite nasty, involving loss of the immune system and potential loss of life. But Jim is a strong boy, and we have full faith in him. He seems to be getting a little bit better. Maybe it's the flowers, eh? Or you're some sort of witch doctor.
Possibly. Possibly.